So how are you on this Wednesday?
Very good. Thank you very much. How about you?
Weekend upon us. Yes, nearly here. I'm actually going to be taking part on Friday in a very exciting event that you should all come down to. It's called Reach Out to Asia.
Yes.
It's down at MIA Park from 2 o'clock, and it's like a fitness fun event. I'm going to be doing some yoga, so come check it out if you guys are around.
That is QF's kind of charitable organisation. Reach out to yoga. Reach out to Asia. Completely
Reach out to yoga as well. But it's going to be cool because I'm actually going to be there. It's from 2 till 10, and I'm going to be on the stage every hour on the hour for 15 minutes doing some yoga. So definitely come check it out. It's a nice day out. It's great weather right now, so that's on Friday.
But before some outdoor yoga, I'm there. Perfect.
Why not? Definitely. And it's a beautiful location down there. I love MIA Park. So nice. So I hope to see some of you guys down there. Come and say hi. You can tweet me and things like that as well. But for today, first of all, let's get to our main topic, which has been diabetes this week. That's been our subject of the week. Today I'm going to talk a little bit. On Monday I chatted about exactly what diabetes is. Each type of diabetes, type 1, is when your insulin is not produced properly by your pancreas, so you don't have enough insulin in your body. And type 2 diabetes is normally when your body doesn't know how to manage your insulin, so it has to be regulated. And type 2 diabetes accounts for about 90% of diabetics. So this is more common. You might be aware of that here with some people you know here. So today we're going to talk about how to risk assess if you perhaps even have it, because a lot of people don't realise that they have type 2 diabetes. So first of all, you need to know your chances of developing it. So that's quite important. So some risk factors are there, like your age, your gender, even your ethnicity can affect that. But it's basically lifestyle. That's what it comes down to. So you can go to diabetes.org.uk and you can actually fill in an online assessment with your age, your weight, all of these things, your lifestyle, if it's sedentary, if it's active, and it'll give you an idea of perhaps if you're maybe at risk of developing it in the future. Of course, it can't tell you if you have it or not. You have to go to a doctor for that and have a proper blood test taken. But this could maybe give you an idea if you are sedentary, you're overweight, you don't have a good diet. These things are pointing towards a type 2 diabetic. So to be quite careful about that. And, what we do know is that up to 80% of cases of type 2 diabetes, they can actually be delayed or even prevented. You can turn this around. Type 1 diabetes cannot be prevented. You're born with it. It's something that you're going to have and you can manage it. Maybe one day there'll be a cure, which would be amazing. But type 2 is something that comes from your lifestyle. So you can stave that off or even prevent it from happening just by making lifestyle changes. So let's think about this. So if you're overweight, every kilo you lose, could you reduce your risk by up to 15%? So if you're overweight and you're carrying a lot of weight and you lose 1 kilo, you've knocked off 15% of a chance of getting type 2 diabetes. That's quite a big number.
Yeah.
So think about that. So how do you know if you're overweight? Well, you probably know yourself, but what you could do is you can measure your waist circumference, you could calculate your BMI, okay, and compare these to like healthy target results, okay, so you'll find these online. A healthy BMI is between 18, 19 to 25, like that, okay, so you'll know what you are. So type 2 diabetes is strongly linked to our lifestyle factor, especially our diet and exercise. So people at the highest risk of developing this tend to have a family history, as well as other cardiovascular risk factors such as high blood pressure, high cholesterol, obesity, and a sedentary lifestyle, like I've said. So if you do have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, this is edging towards a type 2. So there are some techniques that you can use to prevent this disease and a healthy diet. So I'm going to give you some of these. Number 1, eat regular meals to keep your blood glucose levels stable. Stable blood glucose levels mean your insulin is not spiking all of the time, yeah? Unstable blood glucose is starving binging, or binge. Whenever you eat, your pancreas wakes up. Oh, hello, I need to get rid of some insulin here to regulate the blood. So just imagine a chart, imagine a graph. The minute you eat, your blood sugar goes up, okay, because food's in your system. Your insulin brings it back down to normal. So if your blood sugar is spiking all the time, this is kind of messing up with your hormones as well. You go a bit crazy, you get a bit hyper, right?
Yeah.
This is why kids having like sugary things are going hyper all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why, unfortunately, type 2 diabetes is now prevalent in children, and it never really was before. And now it's coming right down, especially in the GCC, to kids that are getting affected by this because they're really eating bad food, to be quite honest. You know, it's not so good. So make sure when you're eating you include all your food groups. I know I say this a lot on this show, but I'm saying it for
a reason.
You know, include all your food groups. So eat every day, you know, the 3 food groups, which is carbs, protein, and essential fats, okay? And also 5 portions of colourful fruit or veg, okay? So make sure you get that in there, all right? Choose low GI, that means glucose, snacks such as fruit, yogurt, whole grain crackers, or even like unsalted nuts. These are not going to spike your blood sugar. High GI, high glycemic index foods are things that are coated in sugar, okay? So be careful of that. Even dates to a degree are quite calorie dense and sugar dense, even though it's natural. But they would actually err on the side of high GI, so you don't want too many of them, yeah? So limit your unhealthy snacks as well that are high in salt, sugar, and unsaturated fats. This is easier to avoid if you avoid processed foods, like I always say, and stick to fresh produce when you can. So try and buy fresh as much as you can, okay? And just watch your portions, so you're not eating huge portions. Same kind of thing I always say. Main meals and snacks should be quite restrictive and normal sizes, not binging and having huge brunches and things like that, okay? And complement your healthy diet with exercise. So for diabetes, the Diabetic Association suggests that just 30 minutes a day of exercise, that's walking, can really substantially help reduce your risk of getting diabetes, okay? There's a famous doctor called Muir Gray, who he's actually Scottish, and I forget when, but it was way back then. He actually called diabetes walking deficiency syndrome. Because he basically said if you walk every single day, you can stave off type 2 diabetes. It's something that I really believe in. I have a dog, so I walk him all the time. But even without my dog, I like to walk. It's if I'm on holiday, I walk. It's something that it's free, it's easy. Yeah. That's what those legs are for. So get moving them, yeah? And, you know, set yourself goals. You don't have to walk that far today, but if you can't give yourself 30 minutes a day, what about 10 minutes 3 times? What about 5 minutes 6 times a day? That's 30 minutes of walking. And we've spoken on the show before about the Fitbit, and we're doing a little Fitbit challenge here at the moment.
Dun, dun, dun,
yes.
Double tap.
We're tapping how many numbers you got there, how many lights?
It's all good.
Oh, wait a minute, you're more than me. You're at 3, I'm at 1. Yeah. It's early here. It's early. Laura's been walking about already today. But anyway, the Fitbit is, you know, a great thing. It's not just about losing weight. Fitbit is a great tool to produce, to promote you to feel like you're moving more. So wait a minute, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps today. If you tap that Fitbit and it's not lighting up, I've not met my goal. Yeah. So it's going to encourage you to do it.
It just gives you a good idea of no matter how active you think you are, it can be surprising or whatever. So, you know, it just gives you some insight into what you're actually doing as a good starting point.
It does. And you'll be surprised. Some days that I weigh it, I am shocked. Like, oh my goodness, I walked 15k today. Other days I'm like, oh, thank you very much. So you can actually, you know, you can forget it's there actually. You can just forget it's there. So the Fitbit is this is a Fitbit Flex that we're talking about. This is a really good tool. It's about 500 reals. You get it in Go Sport. It is a good tool, and we're going to be telling you our results next week, Sports Day. Who's been walking the most? How many steps have we been going? But definitely, anyway, back to our little list here. Variety is the spice of life. So, you know, keep your life rich and different with different foods and different exercises and different choices, and your life will become interesting. And you know, that's when it doesn't become boring. It's all about a lifestyle. And basically, I want you to start all of this today. I'm starting next week. Start today. Save off this.
In a week's time you could be sat in the doctor's office being told,
absolutely,
you know.
And it's never too late to start. You can start right now. You can just start walking, just start eating a little bit better, drink more water. All of these little things add up on the grand scheme of things. And you know, for those who do have type 2 diabetes, if you're listening and you are a type 2 diabetic, you will know that exercise can actually help this. Again, like I've said, it can reverse it. But if it can, I've been talking so far about how it can prevent it, but it can also reverse it. If you are currently a type 2 diabetic, you don't always have to be. You can make changes. So following a regular exercise program would be quite good, because then if it's regular and it's consistent, your cells and your body can respond better to the insulin. And effectively everything balances out a little bit better. I do think if you're a type 2 diabetic, it's quite important to work with a personal trainer who will be able to help you design a program especially for you, because there are some recommendations for people with type 2 diabetes that you have to be careful of. And like anything I always say, before starting an exercise program, please consult your doctor. So cardio exercise and resistance and flexibility, it has to be a certain way for someone with type 2 diabetes. You have to be careful and remember the precautions of exercising, such as making sure you've ate before and after you exercise, because your body will respond differently to different types of exercise. So I'm not going to be able to tell you today what exercise to do. It will depend on the situation you're in, but certainly moving your body more with the walking is a good start, the 30 minutes of walking, and seek a professional personal trainer who can help you. If you want to tweet me, I can certainly recommend some people here in Qatar that can help with that. My handle is &stretchyoga, and you can definitely message me from there. But yeah, just be careful. And when you are exercising, even if you're walking perhaps along the corniche or something on your own, please make sure you're wearing one of these ID bands, because if you are a diabetic and something was to happen to you, people wouldn't know that. So you would need to let people know. So it's a really good idea. And also, or maybe just exercise with a friend, or, you know, make sure you're always with someone, because it's important. It's a condition that you're living with and you can manage it. It's certainly not going to stop you from doing things, but just you have to be careful of how you manage it. So again, I've mentioned diabetes.org.uk is a great website to check out for so many tips, and there's Diabetes Association here in Qatar. And I hope that these 2 shows have helped some of you learn a little bit more about exactly what diabetes is and the 2 different types.
Thank you very much. Well, where you can get 30 minutes of exercise in, be it walking or it's with some yoga with you at the weekend. Absolutely. At the MIA Park.
Yes,
just going to put that plug in there again.
Get along there. It's going to be full of lots of activities. Absolute Fitness Qatar are helping doing some of the fitness stuff there. There's some great guys. They've got little boot camps and things lined up. So come along. I'm definitely going, and it's for Reach Out to Asia. So Laura's going to be there as my groupie, cheering me on up on the stage, doing my yoga,
doing sun salutations.
Exactly. Hope it's good weather.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you again next week.
Yes, thank you.